Welcome back, folks. In this video, we are going to take a look at Bitcoin, okay? Higher time frame analysis, a lesson on price action, okay? Now, this is not a trade recommendation, okay? You're learning about price behavior. So I'm going to teach you how to do some higher time frame assessment on the market. We're going to start from a high time frame and we're going to drop down into lower time frames. We're going to see if we can identify some kind of a model that may indicate where price may be headed based on what we see on the charts, okay? So that's what we're learning here, price action, okay? And there's no need to spend hours and hours and hours doing analysis. You should be able to come to your screen very quickly, have a look at where the current price is, try to identify, are there green candles that are resisting price, meaning that are we in a bearish situation, or are the down candles supporting price, meaning are we in a bullish situation, or is it just too hard to identify, not a clean chart, okay? The first question I always ask myself is, where have I come from? Second question, where am I going, okay? So if I look at this on a monthly chart, I can see a couple of things here. Number one, we can see that this fair value gap is being respected, okay? The body candles are way above the midpoint, right? So to me, that's good. Secondly, I see this fair value gap, right? This down candle on the left. Now, that is a good indication of bullishness as well, because that down candle there on the left can be used here on the right as a inversion fair value gap, right? So this gap and this gap are overlapping, okay? So we have a balanced price range there as well, okay? So this movement down is also coming into this fair value gap on the left, right? And we're going to use that as an inversion fair value gap. So right there on the monthly chart, I see bullishness, okay? Now I'm going to drop down to a lower time frame. So let's look at the weekly. And that's how you got to do it, all right? It's got to be nice and quick, okay? So here on the weekly chart, I can see that this movement down, all this movement down is just to balance a level of inefficiency, and we are coming into this down candle, and that is a mitigation block. So again, on the weekly chart, I see down candles are supporting price, okay? If you look at these two down candles, okay, that is basically a bullish order block, and it's coming into this big wick, okay? A wick is simply another fair value gap. And I can see that the body candles are respecting the midpoint of that wick. Okay, this is now on a weekly chart. These three up candles, okay, have now delivered price above these two down candles, which is what I refer to as the bullish order block, because we've now traded above the open and closed above the high of those two down candles with displacement. Okay, we can see a fair value gap inside of that move up. Okay, remember this is a weekly chart. Okay, and we are coming down into that fair value gap, and I can see that the body candles have respected the midpoint of that fair value gap as well, okay? If I look at this chart, I see all of these highs. Look at these highs, okay? This high is lower than the high on the left, which is lower than the high on the left, okay? So each high is lower to the high on its left, meaning that is a potential low resistance liquidity, okay? Low resistance liquidity. So I see all of that as a potential liquidity for the market to go and grab, okay? So again, weekly chart looks good to me as well, okay? Let's have a look at where this has come down into. That's important, okay? So this is coming to this fair value gap, okay? And I think it's also touched that level there. And so to me, this entire price action is indicating bullishness, meaning that down candles are supporting price, okay? Again, this is not a trade recommendation, okay? We're learning about how to assess a market from high time frame to lower time frame, identifying price action to determine potentially where price could be headed next, okay? Now let's jump down into a daily chart, okay? Now, daily chart, and we only need to focus on the most recent price action. We don't need to go back on a daily chart looking at weeks, months, years. You're just looking at the most current price action, okay? So don't make that mistake of having to go back and look at all these other candles on the left. We're just looking at the most current price action, okay? So on the most current price action, what do we see? Do we see down candles supporting price, or do we see up candles holding price? A bit mixed here, but I think that this here is our bullish order block on the daily chart that we have now come down into, okay? And to me, down candles are supporting price. Obviously, this move down has a bearish signature, but you're going to get that on a pullback, okay? I see this just as a pullback, considering that the monthly chart is showing us bullish price action, weekly chart is showing us bullish price action. This to me is just a pullback into this bullish order block, okay, which we are seeming to hold, okay? And so now we need to drop down into a lower time frame to see, do we have the same kind of price action that we are seeing on the monthly and the weekly? Daily's mixed, okay, but monthly and weekly, which is higher, is very clear, okay? Down candles are supporting price, okay, meaning that it seems bullish. So we drop down into a 4-hourly chart. And now all we need to do here is, again, we just need to focus on the right side of the screen, okay? So here we can see, if we look down the bottom there, to me, it seems like down candles are supporting price, okay? So if I look at this price action, we can see this down candle is our bullish order block. We've now traded up right through it, and it seems to be holding price, okay? So to me, this is indication that we are starting to end that pullback that we have had down to the daily bullish order block, and they're potentially reversing, okay, to now move higher. Again, I repeat, this is not a trade recommendation. We are learning about price action, right? Learning about how to assess a market from a high time frame down to a lower time frame to identify order flow. Okay, I won't go lower than 4 hourly to identify order flow. To me, the monthly order flow is bullish, weekly order flow is bullish. Daily is a bit mixed because we have been having a pullback, so therefore we use the 4 hourly to identify order flow. Okay, and to me, this is bullish order flow. Also, what I can recognize here is a market maker buy model. Now, obviously, I can be wrong. Okay, but I see this is the original consolidation. We have accumulation, and therefore down here, I see this as a smart money reversal because I can see that the down candles here are now supporting price as we have traded above those down candles. So if this is truly a market maker buy model, then we can expect the market to reprice higher up to and above this original consolidation. Okay, so monitor this over the next couple of days, over the next couple of weeks, and see if this pans out. Right, study this chart, have it on your watch list, and look at it every day to see the different changes in price. Is this market maker buy model going to hold? Right, what we don't want to see, we want to see these down candles hold price. Okay, and what I would like to see is these two down candles. Okay, I'd like to see price move above that. Okay, and then trade back down into those two down candles because they will be the bullish order block on this 4 hourly chart. Okay, once price trades above there, then that could be a level where we would expect price to hold. Okay, as I said, this is not a trade recommendation. Monitor this chart live. Okay, and watch it to learn how does price behave. Does this level hold? Okay, now if you give me more likes and more comments on this video, I have 2 signals that I'm going to be posting in the VIP community that I will make public, okay, for your learning experience that we can then monitor together as a paper trade for our education as a group and see how those signals pan out. There are 2 signals that I'm going to be posting in the VIP community as a lesson on swing trading, okay, that we in the VIP community will be trading on paper those 2 signals that I would love to share with you as well so that you can learn together with us, okay, publicly, so long as you show me that you are interested in receiving those signals as well. So your likes and your comments will determine that. So if you're watching this video, hit the like button, okay, add a comment, and they'll tell me that you're interested in these 2 upcoming VIP signals that I will also make public on my YouTube if you show me interest. I hope this video is useful. Remember, this is just for your education. Monitor this price over the next couple of days, next couple of weeks, and let's watch this together and see where Bitcoin ends up and does this buy model hold. Okay, I will now talk with you in a future video.